Another one of Jeffrey Epstein's associates has now stepped down in disgrace. Thomas Pritzker is his name. He's the executive chairman, or at least used to be, of Hyatt Hotels, and he announced yesterday that he will in fact leave his post. He's the cousin of Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Doesn't mean J.B. Pritzker is guilty of doing anything wrong, but unfortunately, this creep is part of his family. Now, Thomas Pritzker was friends with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell at least as early as 2003, if not before. Pritzker often stayed at Epstein's townhouse, and in one exchange that took place in 2010, 2 years after Epstein had pleaded guilty to soliciting a minor for sex, Jeffrey Epstein had written, "The girl from Romania that you met at my house is currently living in London. Can we see if there is a starting position in any of hotels?" Meaning, any of the hotels, Hyatt Hotels that maybe she could work at. Tom Pritzker responded with, "Have her send me a resume. I can have her interviewed. No idea if they are hiring." I don't think there's anything wrong with that exchange. Doesn't indicate that there was any criminality taking place. So I want to be clear about that. Obviously, remaining friends with a guy after 2008, after he had pleaded guilty to soliciting a minor for sex, I wouldn't find myself in a situation like that. Tom Pritzker did, so make of that what you will. Now, also at an unknown date, Ghislaine Maxwell sent Pritzker this disturbing piece of writing. Let's take a look at this. "It is the year 2032, and a father and son walk the streets of Lower Manhattan. Approaching the site where the World Trade Center used to be in the end of the 20th century, the father sighs and comments, 'To think that right here used to be the Twin Towers.' The son, not understanding, asks his father, 'What are the Twin Towers?' The father smiles and looks at the son and explains, 'The Twin Towers were two huge buildings that used to be here until 2001, when the Arabs destroyed them.' The son looks up to his father and asks, 'And what are the Arabs?'" Seems like Ghislaine Maxwell really reveled in the idea of a world without Arabs and seemed to focus her attention on 9/11 to fantasize about that.
Yeah, that was apparently 1 month after 9/11.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, one of the theories is that Israel did 9/11 to get us to attack their Arab neighbors and the people that they thought were their enemies. And Netanyahu has bragged about it's easy to manipulate America and get them to do what we want. And so I'm not saying that theory is true, but for the folks who believe that theory, they look at this email and go, "Oh, so here's Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of legendary super spy Robert Maxwell for the Israelis, talking about, hey, look at that, the buildings went down, and now you're gonna have to attack our enemies and kill them all."
So I'm not commenting on that theory, but I am commenting on Robert Maxwell because I've been reading about him a lot more because I'm just curious about the guy. And it wasn't just that he was working for Mossad. He actually played a very pivotal role in the establishment of Israel as a state.
Yep.
So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I mean, look, the fact that legacy media, to my knowledge, has never even mentioned that Ghislaine Maxwell's dad is Robert Maxwell and that he was a super spy for Israel. I mean, come on, that's if her dad was a super spy for the KGB, do you think they would have never mentioned that? Or do you think they would have mentioned that about 2 million times already? So like these things are so weird. So I'm at a point where I don't know what to believe. But okay, put aside the theory about Israel or whatever, right? But look at what she's doing. There's this a month after 9/11, they are sent, Tom Pritzker and Ghislaine Maxwell. By the way, this email was sent to several different people, all allies of Israel, and they're all laughing about ha ha ha. Now America's gonna kill all the Arabs.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's indisputable.
That is indisputable. It's in the emails. You can read it for yourselves. Anyway, I don't want to get caught up in that conversation because I will probably get assassinated. So let's just move on. Then there was this dinner where Ghislaine Maxwell claimed that 5 models would be working as the servers, and Tom Pritzker responded, "Actually, can't we have Mendelsohn, Blaine, Black, etc.? as the servers and the 5 models as the guests, that would be far more fun.
All right, it's time for New Year's resolutions. We all make them, but I'm not making any big flashy resolutions that are gonna crash and burn by February. My reset is much simpler. It's about giving myself a break in the kitchen. Not by eating less, don't be crazy. But let's be honest, thinking about what to eat, shopping for it, cooking it, it's a drain. And when you're drained from cooking, you can't focus on the work that matters, and that's the work right here. That's where Cook Unity comes in. It's been my way of cheating. Like I have a personal chef. I'm very fancy that way, please. But without the insane cost. Restaurant quality meals on my schedule. So I ordered a bunch of things that I loved. So we got the pepperoni naan pizza. I love pepperoni pizza, I love naan. You put it together, it's genius. Golden chicken schnitzel. It's schnitzel, but it's golden. Okay, this stuff is all so good. New Orleans shrimp and grits, they have sausage in there too. Love it. And that's my point, guys. These aren't boring and repetitive meals. These are all-star chefs, Food Network alum, and James Beard winners. Handpicking seasonal ingredients and balancing bold flavors with nutrition. Every meal is a small batch masterpiece delivered fresh, never frozen. It makes hitting wellness goals effortless because a nutritious, incredible meal is ready in minutes. No shopping, no cooking, no cleanup. You can browse by chef, by cuisine, filter macros to the gram, not a thing I would do, but you could. And it's way less than takeout or even grocery store prices. Plus their packaging is part of a reusable, eco-friendly program. You can't ask for more. Taste comfort and craftsmanship in every bite from the award-winning chefs behind Cook Unity. Go to cookunity.com/TYT or enter code TYT before checkout to get 50% off your first order. That's 50% off your first order by using code TYT or going to cookunity.com/TYT.
Anyway, all right, in 2011, Pritzker wrote to Epstein, I am in a remote valley of Afghanistan, it's my birthday wish, with boys with toys, spent time with Petraeus yesterday, and he loaned me a chopper, actually 2 with 1 as backup. Can't call till tomorrow. I don't know what boys with toys means. Maybe he's referring to the choppers. I have no idea.
It could be the weapons or it could be literal boys, we don't know. But given the chopper reference, probably more military.
Yeah, sounds like it. In 2011, Epstein told Pritzker, thanks, I really enjoyed last night. No, not the girl, our conversation. I have read more articles on you and your travails and fully understand your perceptions. And then finally in 2013, and these are the emails we know about, I'm sure there might be more. In 2013, Pritzker told Epstein, meant to compliment you on the performance art. As we left, I noted one of the girls perched and reading a red book on the couch under the stairs. Really excellent touch.
Yeah, okay, so not complicated, about the girls. But never investigated, everybody's free to go. And by the way, Ghislaine Maxwell not investigated. All right, now back to that.
No,
for two decades.
I hear what you're saying, yes.
For 2 decades, they have all of these emails. This is a month after 9/11,
You're right.
The one we read. And they're like, oh yeah, you guys all think that 9/11 was funny, and now America will do what you guys want. But no, don't investigate. But guys, think about if the shoe was on the other foot. Imagine that the government had emails of all these powerful people saying, oh great, now America's gonna kill all the Jews. Do you think that would have been no big deal? No one would have investigated, no one would have looked into it, the media wouldn't care. But here they are going, now America's gonna kill all the Arabs. And everybody's like, what's the big deal? Like, I don't know that a single corporate media outlet has covered that email. I think it's a big deal that the most powerful people on earth were joking around about 9/11 and how it would lead to all the Arabs
off
like
the face of the
literally
earth.
holocausting, not genociding, holocausting the Arabs. And that they were so excited about that.
Yep.
If you had said that about Jewish people, everyone in that emails would have been what? I mean, right now, there would be the biggest investigation you have ever seen in your life. And if you're pretending that's not the case, you could pretend all day long. No one cares.
Yeah, we all know the truth.
All right, now one last thing. And people say you're not allowed to talk about theories and stuff. I'm not saying I agree with these theories, but we are allowed to talk about them. So there's this guys that it drives me crazy that they're called the dancing Israelis. I don't care what they're called. I don't care if they dance. I don't care about any of that, okay? There's one thing, so those are the guys who went to look at the towers collapse and people were, and they got caught, and it turns out they were Israeli spies. So, and then they go back to Israel, they get interviewed. I'm gonna come back to why they went back to Israel in a second, and that's the main reason I'm telling the story. Just a side note is they go back to Israel, they get interviewed on TV, and they say, why were you there? And they said, we were there to document the event. The host did not ask, how did you know there was going to be an event? Okay, now that's the side story. You do with that what you like. The main story is, not only did we arrest those 5 Israeli spies, we arrested dozens of Israeli spies after 9/11. And just like we got the bin Ladens, the bin Laden family was here in America, a lot of them. What's the first thing we did? Go get the bin Ladens, go get the Israeli spies, and then make sure that they go back to Saudi Arabia and Israel and they're safe. Who arrests spies and then lets them go? Isn't that incredibly strange? If we had caught Russian spies, dozens of Russian spies after 9/11 here, dozens of Chinese spies, who thinks we'd let them go? There is no circumstance under which we would let them go. We also let Robert Maxwell go. They said, it would cause an international incident and embarrass the Israelis. He stole our nuclear secrets and then shared them with the Soviet Union later to get more goodies for Israel. And that, but it would embarrass the beloved Israel. No, guys, there's something deeply wrong in our government. Deeply, deeply wrong. This government looks compromised in every way imaginable.
And I don't really understand, look, I don't understand the rage and anger toward anyone who's like maybe rethinking their worldview after the release of these files. And you really do get a sense of how much our government lies to us. I mean, I knew our government lied to us, okay? I already was in a place of I don't trust our government. However, it turns out that the distrust should have run a lot deeper.
Yeah, no, I'll say one last thing because I hear you say that. So about 9/11, so I used to believe in the official story until about like literally a couple of days ago. And now I'm saying, I don't know. I don't claim to know a theory and I'm positive and I know that, how steel melts at what temperature. I'm not into any of that, right? Although World Trade Center 7, I've now seen it. Controlled demolition, unquestionable. I've seen 1,000 controlled demolitions. It's a controlled demolition. Okay, so that one I'm clear on, nothing else I know. All I know is I don't trust the government anymore. I think the government is entirely full of crap. And all the redactions in the 9/11 Commission and in these emails, Ghislaine Maxwell is asked to join a shadow 9/11 Commission.
Yeah.
And people say, no, that's no big deal. That happens all the time. Does it? Does it happen all the time?
That is a big freaking deal. Okay, no one's gonna convince me that's not a big deal. The woman fantasizing about a Holocaust of Arabs is included in this shadow 9/11 Commission. Get the F out of here, please.
Okay, so then a whole bunch of like mainstream media reporters and other people were like started tutting me online, like, look at these conspiracy theorists. All the sophisticated people know that the government tells the truth all the time. I'm like, you're a reporter? You're a reporter, and you're like, well, the government said it must be true. You're embarrassing. So I'm gonna go further here. If you believe the government wouldn't lie to you about 9/11, you're an idiot. You have no ability to gather evidence and keep an open mind and reevaluate. Okay, so I thought the government was not lying. Now, after we see the Epstein files and the government's been lying about that for decades, if you're still a moron who thinks, no, the US government would never lie, everyone who says that they're lying are conspiracy theorists and they should be canceled forever and never should they be allowed to talk against the beloved government and the powerful, you're not a reporter. You're a marketing executive for the powerful, you just don't know it. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.